The Cold War Zombies highest round race is actually getting crazy. So in my last video a few days ago, the world record was round 262. Since then, we've seen Fortnite superstar Tfue jump into the race with around 200 and 300 attempts, along with some other huge names in the Twitch and YouTube scene going for high rounds. And if you told me a week ago that it was going to get this insane, I would have not believed you. And I've actually got another insane world record video ready to go, so if this video gets 1500 likes, I'll drop tomorrow. Anyway though, after the round 262 game, we had a bit of a strange time. There were 3 people racing for the world's first round 300. And those people were a man named Shinya, who is a newcomer to the high round and Call of Duty community, who is using a very slow but consistent strategy. Then you had the MC Zombie Slayer playing with his fast strategy that is difficult and can cause an easy game over. And lastly, you had Frenzy, who is a old school high round player who was playing with the starting room strategy that wasn't very slow but also wasn't very quick at the same time. All 3 of these people reached at least round 225, with Shinya actually reaching over round 300. To go along with that, all of them were streaming their games at the exact same time, which was really exciting to watch to see who is going to get this first. But that's not where this story ends, however, because a completely new face to the high round community came in to show everyone else what's up. I didn't even know about his stream, and I had to go through the Twitch directory really far after someone told me that he was going for a high round game to find out that he was actually going to be the man to pull this off. And his name is Puffy Muffin, and yes, that's really his name. Muffin actually came from the Mario Kart community, which is really funny, and according to him, he's played zombies before, but he's never really done it very seriously and hasn't played since Der Eisendrache, but decided to come back for Black Ops Cold War. And that decision was a very good one because he achieved not only the world's first round 300, not only the world's first round 350, but Puffy Muffin also reached the world's first round 400. Let's talk about his game. Unfortunately, I do not have footage from his first 200 rounds, but it is all recorded and Muffin says he will be uploading it. I do know what he did for those first 200 rounds though. Basically, any good high round player will keep restarting their game and doing the super easy coffin dance Easter egg and hitting the mystery box a few times in hopes of getting the ray gun. If you don't get it quickly, then you just restart and repeat it over and over again until you do get it. You'll then use the card that is dropped from the first Megaton zombie and get the free D Shockwave so that you don't need to get it from the mystery box. The Shockwave will not be upgraded here because it isn't used often enough and it is not powerful enough for it to be worth the time that you spend upgrading it. Basically 100% of its use in a high round game is just to sit there and suck in zombies during an insta-kill because it's really insanely quick and will save you ray gun ammo. Once Puffy Muffin had all of these things, he heads directly up to the roof of the Noct building, the main one that is in the map, and gets to work right away standing next to the Wonder Fizz machine. That might seem a bit strange, but this little spot, if you have the door closed behind you, only has 3 areas that zombies can come from. There's a little window to your left that they can come in from, a spawn directly in front of you if you're facing forward, and then another one that is further out but is still in the same direction as the second spawn. So that's really straightforward, and now I want to direct your attention to the bottom right of your screen where you can see the player skill or specialist, whichever one you prefer to call it. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's very important. If you're unfamiliar with this one and you haven't used it yet, let me explain. This one is called a Ring of Fire. You unlock it at over level 50, and right away it isn't very good, I'm just gonna say that. But when you spend Ethereum crystals on it to reach tier 3, it becomes insanely good. All it does is create a purple ring of fire around the player, and the fire damages the zombies, but not you. And when standing in the fire, every gun that the player has does like 3 to 5 times as much damage as it normally does. By the way, I'm not 100% sure of the official multiplier, but it's enough to make the ray gun one-shot zombies when standing in it and shred the Megaton zombies. The fire itself also does a ton of damage and kills zombies, as you'll see. Another added effect of it is that when it's active, you don't need to reload, it pulls ammo from your reserve. So basically, Ring of Fire good and make ray gun go burr. So with the Ring of Fire in hand, the strategy is basically just shooting zombies with the ray gun until the Ring of Fire is charged, activate that, and then you're killing zombies way quicker doing the exact same thing you were with the ray gun. And because there are so few spawns, the rounds can go very quickly. Round 200 can be achieved in under 4 hours, and round 430 only took Puffy Muffin 25 hours of in-game time. That's unpaused and playing, by the way. His game was played over the course of a few days. But if you take out World of War, because there are only 24 zombies per round on that game, this map on Cold War Zombies has the fastest round 255 in Zombies history, and it's not even close. Obviously, this comes with a lot of risk though, because no matter how good you are, even the best players in the world take a lot of downs using this strategy. This is because the ray gun does still give you splash damage, and when Ring of Fire is not active, the zombies will tend to hit you quite a lot of times, which is why players should always have a chopper gun or score streak ready to go in case they're cornered, but that's not always it's not always going to happen. You'll also be running out of ray gun ammo multiple times in a round, which means buying more is required, and that's always risky moving to new areas. Sometimes you take it down when you're trying to get armor, anything like that. There's also the Megaton zombies, which can spawn multiple times per round, by the way. And again, without Ring of Fire active, they're really dangerous because they can two-shot kill you even with armor. So while this strategy is very quick indeed, and it is probably the best high round strategy, it is one where you can game over very quickly. But now with that said, I want your attention again really quickly, because I want you to look at the top right of the screen, and I'm sorry it looks a little bit janky, but there's a reason for it. Once round 255 ends, round 256 begins with no round counter on the screen at all, and then round 257 will show as round 1 again and count up from there. Because of this, to avoid any confusion about whether it's round 180 or round 400, it basically Muffin added this little math equation that you see, and a lot of Black Ops 4 and Cold War players are going to have to do the same thing. And like I said, basically because this blank round on 256 is actually counted by the game as round 0, that is why round 257 actually shows as round 1. I had a lot of confusion about this on my last video, and I wanted to clear this up for you guys. With that aside though, so as you guys can see, this strategy is intense and there is so much room to make mistakes. For example, Muffin on round 420 had 69 downs. Nice. By the way, someone comment the word nice and I'll pin one. Just nice with a period, that's all you gotta do. I'll pin one of them because nice. But this amount of downs isn't as bad as it seems though, because he took extra downs to get to those funny numbers, and because high round players many times down themselves multiple times to shift around their perk order. This is because you always want to make sure that Juggernog will be there once you're revived after your next real down. I'm not 100% sure of the way that it works, but I'm pretty certain that the further right that Juggernog is in your perk order, the worse it is. It's actually kind of smart. I'm surprised people figured this out already, but it also really does inflate those down numbers, so 69 downs isn't a real reflection of how well he was playing. At the end of the day though, Puffy Muffin is a newcomer to this scene, and he reached the new world record on Cold War Zombies of round 436, where his game ended because it froze. That is just sad to see that game ended because of a freeze. And I've been seeing a lot of high round players on PC having this issue as well, especially MC. He's been having a ton of issues with that, so hopefully Treyarch can fix that moving forward. But congrats to Puffy Muffin, and in just under 3 days, the world record has once again jumped up 200 rounds. And to think that Black Ops Cold War isn't even a week old yet, so I wonder what we're going to be seeing a few months from now, or the new maps that come out, or maybe in the other categories like First Room, No Jug, anything like that. It's all going to be crazy this year. And I do want to say that Puffy Muffin was very cool when I talked to him in his stream, and he really handled being in a new community with a lot of eyes on him very well. So if you guys could do me a favor, right? Just drop him a follow on Twitch. I would really appreciate that. He's not even an affiliate because he actually didn't stream for basically a year straight, and a lot of his follower count actually came from playing this world record game. So if you guys could do, me the favor of giving him a follow, and once he does come back and get affiliate, give him your Prime sub. Man deserves it, and he's really cool. He's been super chill about the whole thing. His link will be the first one in the description below. But that is going to do it for me, guys. Like I said, 1,500 likes, and I will drop another insane Cold War Zombies world record video. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. If you could sub, I'd appreciate that. We're trying to get to 100K. Love you guys so much. Peace.